Since you're watching this video, chances are you're looking for opportunity. Maybe you want to make more money. Maybe you're tired of the scams and all the hype. And if that's the case, you are definitely in the right place. You're about to see a brand new business concept out of Asia that has created over 5,000 millionaires. And understand, these are everyday people. These are not savvy business people. These are not expert marketers or anything like that. These are everyday people that have become millionaires. And it's because this concept is so powerful. It's never been seen before outside of Asia. When I first saw this, it completely blew my mind. And I actually moved to Asia. I'm currently living in Asia so that I can help bring this concept to the rest of the world, because I've never seen anything like this before where everyday people can make this much money this quickly. And I don't care what your background is, and even if you have a hard time making your way around a computer, this is something that you can do, that you can be successful with. It is a real business that allows you to participate in some of the hottest trends on the internet today. And you're about to see why this has more potential than anything you're currently doing. So put away any distractions, close out Facebook, hide your cell phone, and pay very close attention to what you're about to see here. No hype, no BS. This may be the most important presentation that you ever come across. Now, before we get to that, I want you to understand, I'm not one of those people that hides behind a website using a fake name like so many people do. I'm very well known in this industry. I have a reputation for creating top-selling offers and sales systems, some of the most recognized brands in highly competitive markets such as weight loss, bodybuilding, and financial. I'm currently a strategist and advisor to a number of 8- and 9-figure businesses. I'm the founder of Max Response. This is our performance-based marketing company. We specialize in mass marketing, mass distribution. And I'm not showing you this to brag. This isn't to try to impress you. I simply want you to understand a little bit about my background, why I'm someone that you'd want to listen to. Over the years, I've taught many thousands of people around the world how to build a real profitable business. Many top earners, people that you see on the leaderboards, have been through this training in the past. We have countless testimonials, more success stories than anyone else that I know of in this industry. And so I know what works. I know it's effective. We've been able to pretty much dominate any offer that we would promote, that we would get involved with. And so like I said, I'm gonna show you a new concept out of Asia that has far more potential than anything that we've ever done before. Now, before we get to that, I do wanna make sure that we give a proper earnings disclaimer. No matter how good an opportunity is, we can't make promises, we can't make guarantees. You're not gonna make money by simply watching this video. In order to be successful, you must take proper action. Some people seem to think that they're gonna watch a video and checks are gonna start showing up in the mail. That is not how this works. You understand that, right? The only thing that I can guarantee is that this is one of the greatest opportunities that you've ever seen. But what you decide to do with this information is completely up to you. So with that said, what is this all about? Well, recently a friend of mine had told me about a new business concept out of Asia. He told me how it wasn't network marketing, it wasn't MLM or anything like that, how you didn't have to refer a single person to make a lot of money with this business, and how everyday people were becoming millionaires. In fact, he said that this business concept had turned more everyday people into millionaires than any other business out there. And not only that, he said that he would prove it to me. Now, obviously, I was quite skeptical. After doing this for almost 20 years, I've seen a lot of stuff, and this just sounded way too good to be true. However, my friend is someone that I trust. He said he would fly me out, pay for everything, and I thought at the very least, I'd take a trip to Asia. This is a market that I was planning on getting involved with anyway, the largest commerce market on the planet, and so I decided to fly out. Little did I know, I was about to discover the most powerful business model for everyday people that I've ever seen. So this is Mr. Wong. and he's actually the inventor of the original system. He's a mathematician who had made just an absolute fortune with trading, and he decided that he wanted to leave a legacy. He wanted to give back. He wanted to help as many people as possible. And so he had an idea. He spent 4 years developing this platform. It was designed to help everyday people to build a successful business and generate wealth. And he actually designed it to overcome the flaws that he saw with network marketing. Now, this business model has created over 5,000 millionaires in just 7 years. And what's interesting about this is he had intentionally kept this small. You had to know someone to get involved in the inner circle. And so he was not interested in taking this to the masses. And yet, with a relatively small number of people in Asia, they were able to create over 5,000 millionaires in just 7 years. Pretty powerful, right? Well, what you're about to see is the next level. This is the evolution of this platform, and it is even more powerful. So before I show you how this works, how do everyday people get wealthy in a short period of time? Well, without the right skill sets, it can be almost impossible. Of course, we're able to enter into highly competitive markets and generate substantial amounts of profits. But like I said, I've been doing this for almost 20 years. And I pretty much eat, sleep, breathe marketing. And when you have the right skill sets, generating wealth becomes a lot easier. However, when your skill sets are limited, your options to generate wealth are also limited. It makes sense, right? And contrary to what some people out there will tell you, building a successful business can be very difficult without the right skill sets. And so how do everyday people get wealthy in a short time? Well, here are a couple of examples of how everyday average people have become millionaires pretty much overnight. You may remember the Facebook IPO. This is from ZDNet. You can see here, Facebook's IPO will create over 1,000 millionaires. So when Facebook went public, over 1,000 people became millionaires pretty much overnight. And so what we're looking at here is these people happen to be in the right place at the right time, and they also took the right action. They got involved in Facebook stock. Here's another example from Twitter's IPO. It says how tweet it is, over 1,600 new millionaires. And again, that was from Twitter's IPO. Another example of people in the right place at the right time taking the right action. Of course, we have Alibaba's recent IPO. You can see here, USA Today, Alibaba's affluent, instant riches for company workers. Again, people in the right place at the right time taking the right action. And imagine the people that didn't take the stock options. Could you imagine if you were one of those people? All these people that you work with became millionaires. However, you decided that you didn't want to take the stock. That'd be pretty hard to swallow, right? Well, what if you could see something like this coming? What is the right opportunity at the right time for you? Well, let's take a look at the latest buzz that's been going on in the financial marketplace.
Let's move on to Bitcoin, shall we? That's a virtual currency.
We're going to talk about the cyber threat now. And who's ever heard of the Bitcoin?
It's even been called the future of money, the Bitcoin.
More on this cryptic and still somewhat confusing currency that is Bitcoin.
People are fascinated by anything that makes new highs every day for weeks on end, which Bitcoin has done.
Is it a market? Is it a bank? Is it an exchange?
The value of it, I mean, look at the chart, is sinking and skyrocketing.
Is this legitimate in your view?
It is legitimate, and it is a fascinating experiment.
It's an interesting brainchild, though. It really is, for people who around the world who are upset with fiat currency.
What about Silk Road and the Drug Association? What about HSBC? Billions of dollars of money laundering right there. Yeah. The current scandal with co-op. People are scared by the banking in this country and around the world.
But the banking crisis there does raise the intriguing question of what is money?
What exactly is Bitcoin and how does it work?
There is no central bank, no central authority, no corporation behind it.
Knows no borders, knows no boundaries, and in many cases knows no rules.
It's a new internet protocol like email or the web. All this is done on peer-to-peer networks. Nobody really even knows who created the Bitcoin.
Developed entirely on an open platform.
No one's in charge.
Free
totally
market.
decentralized.
Okay,
Free market.
so
The value of each Bitcoin hit a new high.
It has, as this chart shows, been skyrocketing in value over the past 3 years. I know some people are obsessed with this and have been all over this quote-unquote phenomenon.
So many people are jumping into this virtual currency. It's created so much attention. One of the biggest Bitcoin exchanges actually reported that it was having trouble technologically keeping up with all the order flow.
So pretty interesting, right? Well, first of all, I just want to say that this is not about Bitcoin. However, it does have to do with digital currency. Bitcoin was the first digital currency to the marketplace. It's been all over the media, all over the world. Many believe that digital currency is the future of money. And so again, Bitcoin was the first. It had become the most popular, and it kind of paved the way for digital currency. Well, quite a few people that got in early with Bitcoin ended up becoming millionaires. This is Bloomberg Business Week. This is from April 10th, 2013. It says, meet the Bitcoin millionaires. And essentially it talks about people that had gotten involved with Bitcoin early. They had bought Bitcoin for around 5-10 cents a Bitcoin. And then the price ended up rising to as much as $1,200 per Bitcoin. And many of these people that got in early made a lot of money and ended up becoming millionaires. Here's another example. A student bought $27 worth of Bitcoin in 2009. It says that he forgot about it. Bitcoin began to soar. He had about 5,000 Bitcoin worth almost $1 million. He ended up selling a fifth of his Bitcoin to buy an apartment in one of the richer parts of Norway. And so he had spent around $27 and had become a millionaire by getting involved with Bitcoin early on. Now, this opportunity with Bitcoin has already come and gone. What we're going to talk about is something that has far more profit potential for people like you and me. And to really help you understand the potential of what you're about to see, it's important to understand that many financial experts agree that Bitcoin has some major flaws. And so listen to what Peter Schiff, who is a very popular and trusted financial commentator, has to say about Bitcoin.
Here's the problem. People are advocating the use of Bitcoins as if it's a form of money, but it can't be, because Bitcoins do not represent a store of value. You don't know what Bitcoins are going to be worth next week, next year, in 5 years, or 10 years. Nobody knows. Will Bitcoins be worth zero? They might, because they don't have any intrinsic value. Somebody could come up with an alternative digital currency that maybe is more attractive than Bitcoins, and people will use that one. Somebody might come up with a legitimate digital currency that's actually backed by gold.
And so notice what he says at the end. Someone may come up with a legitimate digital currency that's backed by gold. And so what many financial experts are saying is that for there to be a legitimate digital currency that can be used as money, there must be some type of reserve system. That digital currency must be backed by gold, precious metals, something that helps to establish the real value of that currency. What these people don't know is that this digital currency already exists. So you are one of the very first people outside of Asia to see this. Introducing the U token. This digital currency is currently exploding throughout Asia. It was developed by UFUN Group. UFUN Group is backed by major multi-billion-dollar conglomerates. Like I said, this digital currency is exploding across Asia. It's being embraced by many businesses throughout the region. Unlike Bitcoin, this digital currency is actually being used for the buying and selling of goods and services. And also, unlike the Bitcoin that has major fluctuations in pricing, with U token we are seeing a consistent, substantial increase in value. And there is tremendous profit potential for both buyers and partners. And we'll talk more about that in a moment. So again, the U token was developed by UFUN Group. This company is backed by multi-billion-dollar conglomerates, some of the top business leaders throughout Asia. The UFUN Club International President is General Supan. He's the most beloved general throughout Thailand. People absolutely love General Supan. And something to understand about Asian culture, they take honor very, very seriously. And so for General Suppan to attach his name to a company like this says a lot about his belief in what this company is doing. It establishes instant credibility here in the East. We have the executive chairman and international marketing director, Dr. Daniel Tay. Daniel Tay has received many prestigious awards throughout Asia. He received the Asia Pacific Entrepreneur Excellence Award, the CEO Thailand Awards. He is a 9-figure earner, a top business leader here in Asia. UFUN Group also has a rock-solid execution team. I'm not going to go into everyone. Some of the people you see here are multi-millionaires, some of the top people from their respective fields. UFUN Group is continuing to bring in the top talent throughout Asia to help facilitate the growth and development of the company. So unlike Bitcoin, that doesn't have any structure, it doesn't have any organization, UFUN has a strong execution team to facilitate growth and development and expand this company throughout the world. Now, this company is so well put together that they are receiving award after award. Here again, we can see the Asia Pacific International Entrepreneur Excellence Award. This is one of the most prestigious awards that a company can receive here in Asia. And to give you an idea of how quickly this company is growing, in just 1 year, UFUN has expanded the platform to over 25 countries. And I'm not just talking about having people in these countries, we're talking about having operations in these countries. And they're getting ready to set up a UFUN center in the UK. They're opening another UFUN center in the United States and a number of other countries throughout the world. So we're talking about massive growth. The plans for global expansion are in the process of rolling out. And so we're just getting ready to penetrate into the English-speaking countries throughout the world. And we'll talk more about that in a moment. Now, like I said before, many of the top financial experts agree to have a legitimate digital currency that can be used in commerce. There must be some type of reserve system. You must have gold, precious metals, something backing the currency that can help establish the value of the currency. That's what helps to keep a currency stable so that it can be used for the buying and selling of goods and services. And this is another major advantage of UToken over every other digital currency in the marketplace. And that is the fact that the UToken is the only digital currency with an actual reserve system. So this was established March 2014. There are 3 banks that are partners with the reserve. BDG Bank is the primary bank overseeing the reserve. Here you can see a check for $10 million to UToken Reserve Limited. The reserve also meets the Basel guidelines, which are the international banking guidelines. And to meet the guidelines, checks and balances are watched over very carefully. They're in the process of backing the reserve with gold. It's also covered by grade A insurance. And so what we have here is a real reserve system that's backed by gold, backed by assets, and covered by insurance. There's no other reserve system like this for digital currency anywhere else in the world. And so this is very powerful. And this is why so many businesses throughout Asia are willing to accept the UToken, and why multi-billion-dollar joint venture partners continue to come to the table. And that's because UFUN Group had the foresight to do something truly revolutionary for the digital currency marketplace. And so let me show you what a reserve system does for a digital currency. This is Bitcoin. Like I said, Bitcoin does not have a reserve system. And you can see the price is all over the place, just insane volatility. And that's because there is no reserve system that is establishing the value of the currency. And because the price is all over the place, businesses do not want to accept Bitcoin in transactions, because let's say you're a business and you accept $10,000 worth of Bitcoin. Well, later that day, later that week, the value of that Bitcoin may drop substantially. And that could be a big problem for your business if you're accepting Bitcoin. Now with UToken, we have the UToken Reserve, and the way things are set up, you can see over time, the UToken is consistently increasing in value. There are 2 times where the value per U token, where the price per U token drops, this was done intentionally. There was a split of the currency. And so if you had 1,000 U token, you now had 10,000 U token, but the price of the currency had dropped from $1 to 10 cents. This happened twice. And then you could see here, as we get into September, we are seeing the increase in value accelerate. You can also see the volume down here. The volume over the past few months has increased dramatically. We're looking at a volume of over 10 million per day, so significant volume. And we are just getting into momentum here in Asia, and we haven't even begun to penetrate into the English-speaking countries throughout the world. So pretty powerful, right? And again, this is why so many businesses throughout Asia are willing to accept the U token, because they know that historically the U token always increases in value. And if you understand what's going on with the company, it becomes pretty obvious that the value is likely to be much, much higher in the future. And so this is why big business owners are putting in hundreds of thousands of dollars into U token. Joint venture partners are coming to the table. They're putting together multi-billion-dollar deals. As an example, this is Bina Puri. Bina Puri is one of the largest development companies in Malaysia. This is a multi-billion-dollar company. They're doing joint ventures with UFUN Properties, which is one of the components of UFUN. They just completed the Bangkok Marina Resort and Spa. This was a deal that was all over the media here in Asia. Here's another joint venture deal that was just completed. This is the Marble Mining Project. You can see the project value is 135 billion RMB. That comes to about $22 billion with a B, billion dollars. Here you can see a couple of photos of Executive Chairman Dato Daniel Tay at the actual mining facility. This is an actual mountain of marble. Here's a photo from the Strategic Partnership Agreement signing ceremony. I was actually at this ceremony. There are around 10,000 people in attendance. Like I said, this is a multi-billion-dollar deal. And that's just a couple of examples. There are other major deals that are in the works right now. I cannot go into the details quite yet. However, what I can tell you is that another partnership agreement is about to get signed with a large e-commerce platform out of China. This is very similar to Tmall, which is one of the Alibaba properties where you can purchase just about anything from the mall: household goods, Rolex watches, phones, accessories, pretty much anything that you'd want to buy shipped anywhere in the world. And Asia is by far the largest online commerce market. You can see here from Bloomberg, Alibaba goes global. Single day sales top $5.9 billion. So they sold more than $5.9 billion of merchandise within 14 hours. And so essentially what UFUN Group has done is they've combined two of the hottest trends, which are digital currency and online commerce. And so not only do we have a digital currency where the value is increasing very quickly, we also have the online commerce side of the business where people can buy anything they want anywhere in the world using the U token digital currency. So what we have here is the fastest growing digital currency, a legitimate digital currency combined with the Alibaba e-commerce model. Now that is powerful, right? So there's nothing else out there like this. We are so far ahead of the game. We have so much traction in the marketplace, combined with multi-billion-dollar backing and strategic partnerships. It is pretty much impossible for any copycats to try to catch up. And like I said, there are other major deals, strategic partnerships that are taking place. There are too many to go into in this presentation. What I want you to understand is that profits from these partnerships are flowing into the reserve, which also increases the value of the U token. And with over 250,000 accounts, with such a strong user base, many big companies are beginning to accept U token. As an example, Carl Corrington Medical Center, which is the premier medical center in Malaysia for cosmetic surgery and other types of health services, just started accepting U token. And for a medical center like this to begin accepting this currency is a very big deal. Like I said, many big businesses are now getting on board. And here's a travel company accepting UToken. Here's a retail electronics company accepting UToken. Here is a UToken cafe. Here's another local business accepting UToken. I can show you example after example. There are countless businesses beginning to accept UToken because with the increasing value and the strong user base, it makes it a no-brainer for these businesses to accept this digital currency. So there's so much that can be said about UFUN and the UToken. I'm trying to keep this short. I'm trying to stick with some of the highlights. And so again, to kind of summarize some of the advantages of the UToken, we've got a rock solid management and execution team, some of the top business leaders and experts throughout Asia. UFUN is backed by multi-billion-dollar companies, wealthy, powerful business executives that are involved backing and supporting this company. They're doing multi-billion-dollar joint venture deals. It's a legitimate currency, the only currency in the market with a real reserve system, backed by gold, backed by assets. It meets international banking requirements. It's backed by grade A insurance. We're seeing a consistent and substantial increase in value. There's a strong user base with over 250,000 accounts. We're combining two of the hottest trends right now, digital currency and e-commerce. And right now the UToken is being accepted by countless businesses throughout Asia. So all that being said is pretty flipping impressive, right? Obviously, this isn't some little Mickey Mouse operation like most of the stuff out there. And what's most exciting is the opportunity for us to make money with this. And that's why you're here, right? Well, let's take a look at why this is the greatest opportunity to profit that you have most likely ever seen. So with UFUN, with the UToken, there are two ways for us to profit. And of course, the first way to profit is from the increase in value of the UToken. And remember I had shown you this chart. This is an actual chart of the increase in value. And as we talked about, the increase in value is accelerating as profit is flowing into the reserve, as more businesses are accepting UToken, and as people are buying UToken, it drives the value of the currency up. We're seeing a dramatic increase in the volume. And so again, the increase in value is accelerating. And this is just from the growth that we've been seeing in Asia. And even though we have a lot of traction, we haven't even really begun to scratch the surface of this massive Asian market. And did I mention that all the English speaking countries are wide open, that you are one of the very first people to see this? We'll talk more about that in a moment. Well, the first time it took 9 months for the UToken to go from 10 cents to $1. So if you had $1,000 in UToken, it would have become $10,000. If you had $10,000 in UToken, it would have multiplied to $100,000. If you put in $100,000 in a UToken, it would have multiplied into $1 million. And that's without doing anything on your part. That is just the increase in value of the UToken. Well, there was just a split on the UToken that brought the price back down to 10 cents. This was done strategically, and to keep it simple, if you had 1,000 UToken, you would have now had 10,000 UToken. If you had 1,000, you would now have 10,000 UToken. And so again, this was done strategically, and now projections are showing that the way things are today, that the value will increase to $1 plus in the next 4 to 6 months. So it took 9 months the first time to go from 10 cents to over $1. Now we're expecting it to go from 10 cents to over $1 in the next 4 to 6 months because again, the increase in value is accelerating. So this is what I call a money multiplier. It's multiplying your money without you having to do anything. It is very powerful. And this is why there are wealthy business people in Asia buying hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of UToken. The people that know about this are trying to accumulate as many UTokens as they possibly can. It's a no-brainer. That's why we're doing the exact same thing. And right now, there are preparations underway to take UFUN and the UToken to the NASDAQ stock exchange. When this happens, the price of the UToken could just skyrocket. And right now, the goal is for this to take place sometime in 2015, which at the time of this recording is right around the corner. So as you can see, this is very powerful. Most investors are ecstatic if they could get a 10% return per year. However, this is not an investment. This is a money multiplier. I don't know of any investment that can multiply your money like this can. And the real beauty is, to profit with this, you do not have to refer a single person. You don't have to do any marketing whatsoever. You're simply profiting from the increase in value of the currency. It makes sense, right? And so if you're one of those people that wants to make money passively, it does not get any better than this. And now you may be wondering, once you buy U token, how do you go about selling your U token? And it's very, very simple. There is a U token exchange. And so just like with other exchanges, you can simply place a sell order. And because of the many millions in volume being transacted on a daily basis, these orders go through almost instantaneously. So it's very, very simple to buy and sell U token, and we provide you a step-by-step training on how to do everything. So there is some serious potential when you join UFUN and simply buy U token. However, there's a second way to profit, and in my opinion, this is even more exciting. And so the second way to profit is to help us bring U token to the rest of the world. Like I said, you are one of the very first people to see this outside of Asia. The entire English-speaking market is wide open. In fact, we're creating the first material for this company, for this opportunity in English. So you can look at this map and see the percentage of English-speaking people throughout the world. Like I said, all the English-speaking markets are completely wide open. And right now, we have positioned ourselves as the gateway. All the English-speaking people are going to be coming in through us. So think about the size of these markets. Think about the growth potential. There is a massive, massive opportunity in helping us to bring UFUN, to bring the U token to the rest of the world. This opportunity is so big that I've left everything behind. I'm currently living here in Asia because I believe that this is a once in a lifetime opportunity. And we have a huge advantage. We're currently working directly with the top executives of the company. They're providing us with everything that we need to penetrate into these markets. And when you truly understand how all this works, the potential is mind-boggling. And if you're wondering if this is something that you can do, we're making it as simple as it can possibly be. All you have to do is just send people to a presentation just like this. We're also going to be doing live webinars, so you can invite people to one of our webinars, and we will do all the explaining and everything for you. We're going to provide you with step-by-step training on everything that you need to know. And like I said, it cannot get any easier than this. The only reason for people not to get involved is because they don't understand it. They don't get it. People that take a little bit of time to understand it are definitely gonna wanna be involved. And we have so many success stories to share. Over 200 people have already become millionaires with this, and we are just getting started. Now, I'm not gonna go into the compensation plan here. I'm gonna save that for another video. However, it brings me back to Mr. Wong, the original inventor of this formula. Like I said, they were able to create over 5,000 millionaires in just 7 years. UFUN Group is using the same formula. They've been able to create over 200 millionaires in the first 12 months. They're growing even faster than the original platform. This has never been seen outside of Asia. You've never seen anything like this before. It's the most powerful compensation plan that I've ever seen, and I've seen a lot of compensation plans. So you want to make sure that you understand this. If you're not getting it quite yet, watch this presentation as many times as you need to until it clicks, because once you get this, you will want to be part of it. And so I'm going to go ahead and begin to wind this down. I just want to share a few success stories with you, and then I'll share with you how you can get more information and how you can engage with our community. So first, this is Mr. Note. He was a struggling interior decorator, had some pretty serious financial challenges when getting involved with UFUN. He is now earning over $1 million per month You can see him standing next to his Lamborghini. This was paid for in full with cash. He's also bought a brand new Range Rover, a brand new Mercedes. Like I said, over $1 million per month. And this is not an expert marketer, not an expert networker. He just happened to be in the right place at the right time and took the right action. This is Maria, another incredible story. Maria speaks very little English. When getting started with UFUN, she was also having some pretty serious financial challenges. She joined UFUN and went on to earn over $600,000 in just 7 months. And you can see the necklace around her neck is probably worth more than your car. So pretty serious lifestyle change for her. And like I said, I could go on and on, story after story. People who were struggling financially, now paying cash for Highline cars, Rolex watches. And this is actually another very interesting story. This guy actually went from homeless to becoming a multi-millionaire by simply passing out flyers, if you can believe that. I'll share more about this story in our private group. And so like I said, the original platform was able to create over 5,000 millionaires in just 7 years. After improving on the original formula, UFUN Group has been able to create over 200 millionaires in just the first 12 months. Just average, everyday people in the right place at the right time that decided to take the right action and get involved with UFUN to buy UToken. And none of these people had access to the tools and resources that we have access to. Like I said, we are working directly with the top executives of the company. They're supporting us, providing us with everything that we need. It's a massive global opportunity. All the English-speaking countries are completely wide open right now. And so after spending a month with billionaires and many multi-millionaires and understanding how this works, I decided to leave everything behind, move to Asia so that I could help bring this to the rest of the world. I truly believe that this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
What is UToken? UToken is a digital medium of exchange which you can use globally and with the advantage of internet. Cool, isn't it? Compared to other alternatives, UToken has a number of advantages. You want to know more about UToken? Let's take a tour on how it works. There are several methods. UToken can be traded at www.utoken.com. It can be transferred directly from person to person. UToken can be bartered into any goods and service. UToken can be linked with many other applications. And you could use it globally to accommodate the current era of e-commerce. Now, let's find out how UToken is used in the market. You will be able to use your tokens. Use it as medium of barter for exchange. Investment growth opportunity. Transfer your UToken to interested party. Present your UToken as a gift. Charity to a welfare organization. And many more in near future. So, you might have a question. Is it trustworthy? I'd say, of course. Do you know what UToken Reserve is? Let me try to explain to you. UTokens are issued by UToken Reserve Limited, with its independent international board members consisting of bankers and managers. UToken is committed to grow its reserve ratio with structured investment of prudent management. For every UToken issued to the market, 22% of the value will be reserved by UToken as liquidity to form reserve and complying to the Basel guidelines. UToken Reserve is deposited in a fiduciary bank who manages UToken Trust account, where it is fully insured by Grade A insurance company. Hope you're still with me. Basically, fiduciary bank maintains deposit on behalf of UToken Reserve, thus creating a safe record keeping, which will allow for credit valuation. Now, let me show you how it is implemented. We have set up a barter trade system at www.ubartertrade.com. Members can sell and buy products and services using UToken. It is simply a gateway for safe and secure payments, made it easy to have fair value consideration. You'll be able to digitally transfer UToken to other interested parties for products and services. Currently within Member Network and with improved regulatory framework, it will be widely accepted by merchants around the world. So, don't miss this great opportunity and be left behind. Let's shape the future together. To get you started with us and to get more information about UToken, visit our official website at www.utokens.com. Approach our authorized dealer distributor. Or you can even start immediately to barter your goods and services with UToken at www.ubartertrade.com. Don't wait until next week, or till tomorrow, or later today. Act now!
Nous sommes braquettes, s'il vous plaît, mon bébé. Kiki Touré, Estache.
Here is how you would get involved with UFUN and UToken. The easiest way for me to say this is that you select a package, and the packages are down the left hand side of the screen, and this is package 1, which is called 1 star, and then you have 2 star, 3 star, 4 star, 5 star. I will come back to this slide in a minute as I go further in the presentation. Let's go through them all one by one. One of the things I want you to look at though is when I look at this slide and I say along this it says S point, I want you to remember that S point means shopping points. Shopping points are points that you can use in the UFUN store. 1 S point is equivalent to $1 US. Okay? If I go back to that slide again and I show you that there's also a column that says U points. U points are what we use to buy U tokens. So if you have a look here, if you were to, again, I'm going to give you a few examples in this presentation. If you were to invest $1,000, you would get 850 U points. You would also get 1,000 S points. So for your $1,000, you're going to be able to get $1,000 worth of spending on the UFUN store in any of these shops online. You would also get 850 UToken points, which would give you, depending on the market rate at the time. So for this example, if you were to have 850 U points, you would divide that by the market value, which today is 0.958. So you would be able to get yourself 887 U tokens. I don't know if that made exact sense, so I'll say it again. 850 U points divided by the price today, which is 0.958. So 850 divided by 0.958 is 887 U tokens. Don't dwell on that too much. We will look at that in more detail if you contact us, or it's something I can explain to you again. Similarly, on that package selection, the compensation plan, there is also a column that says PV. I want you to look at PV as well, because PV is what we use to base the commissions on. This is the screen that you'll probably spend the most time looking at. A lot of the concepts are really easy to understand. This screen will probably be the one that you're going to need the most time to understand. because there is a lot of information to absorb. So if I move on, I think the best way to do it is to talk about the packages individually. 1-star package is $500 worth of investment, and it will get you $500 of S point, which is 500 points, 400 U points, which is U points for you to get U tokens with, and you will get 7% commissions on your direct referrals. You'll get 7% pairing bonus and 3% bonus on your binary down to 3 levels. Let's not get too bogged down with commissions at the moment. Again, later in this video we will look at it in much more detail. 2-star is $1,000. It will get you 1,000 S points, and it will get you 850 U points to buy U tokens with, and it's worth 850 PV when it comes to commissions. 3-star is 5,000. My apologies, this slide is a bit blurry. 3-star is $5,000. That will get you $5,000 to spend in the UFUN store. It will also give you 4,500 U token points, and it will get you 4,000 PV. 4-star is 10,000. That will get you 10,000 US dollars to spend in the store. It will also give you, hang on, I think that might just be a typo, bear with me. Yeah, that's a typo. It should get you 9,500 U points, and it'll get you 8,000 PV for commissions, and then the 50,000, which is the 5-star package, 50,000 U points, 50,000 S points, and 40,000 PV. PV is points value. 40,000 points value when it comes to your commission basis. Sorry about that, there's a few errors on these slides here, so we'll skip past those. So for example, you yourself have a 2-star package. The 2-star package costs you $1,000. Your $1,000 package, you are on a 2-star and you refer someone into the business. You recruit somebody who brings in a $500 investment, which is a 1-star. So quite simply, you would earn 8% of 400, which is $32 straight away. Was that easy enough to understand? I'll explain it again. You're a 2-star package. You refer someone who's a 1-star package. So if I go back to this compensation plan slide, this is you, and this is the level of somebody that you've brought in. For direct referrals, you receive 8%, and you're going to get 8% of the 400. So you're going to get $32. Okay? Now if I move forward again, I'll give you a second example. Example 2. This is myself, and this is my referral binary tree as I'm looking at it. You would get 8% of your weaker legs binary. For those who aren't familiar with binaries, don't get too bogged down with it. This shows you that on the slide below, on the slide before, there's my name there. If I go further, that's the same screen, but with my name highlighted a little bit more, and it shows you that down the right side of the right leg of my tree, I'm very strong. I've got 18 people in my downline, and I've altogether accumulated 29,600 points value points. On the left side, I've got 0. So whoever joins me from now on will be joining the left side of my tree, and I'm going to start building up my left side. You will always only get your points value bonus on your weaker legs points value. So example, just as an example, if I could build that one up to 29,600, I would be entitled to get 8% of that, which is $2,368. Now, it could well be that that's the case. It could be less, it could be more, but I'm just using these examples to explain some of the easier concepts to you. Also, you get 3% bonus up to 3 levels deep. Now again, I'm assuming that you're on a 2-star package. If we go back to the binary, to the compensation plan screen, you will see that the higher you go, the more. So on a $1,000 package, you'd get 3% for 4 levels, 3% for 5 levels, 3% for 6 levels, and 3% for 7 levels. Also, the percentages of your commission get higher as well. So on the 1-star, you'll get 7%. On a 2-star, you get 8%. On a 3-star, 9%. On a 4-star, 10%. And on a 5-star, you'd get 12% for your direct referrals and 10% for when they're matching your binaries. This one here is the one I was talking about last, when I was saying 3% down to 3 levels. So anybody who's in your downline, so if I go back to this screen again, I showed you that I've got 18 people in my downline. If you have a look there, for 3 people deep, every time they received a pairing bonus, I would get a matching bonus up to 4 levels deep for myself, because I'm on a 2-star package. If you have a look, I'm on this package here, and I can confirm that by looking at the number next to the 2 on my name in the tree, which is there. I know it's a lot of information to take in, so by all means watch the video back, get in touch with us. We will try our best to explain. So that's the commission side of it. If I go back and I say to you, before I came to the commission side, I was saying that you can make a lovely income just on a passive income. You don't have to do anything, but if you get involved and you promote this organization and you bring people into the company, you stand to make superb amounts of money. One of the most unique things about UFUN and this binary compensation plan is that teamwork really is rewarded. If I refer a new member, I can put them in your downline. They don't have to go in my downline. My sponsor, Casey Tan, he often joins the binary further down as his downline's downline. So your sponsor can become your downline to help you. Not everybody is good at recruiting. Not everybody can bring people into the business. So as your sponsor, we can help you with that. If we bring people into the business, we can put them underneath you so that you can start building your own business that way. And it encourages you as well. And then this way, everybody eats and everybody earns, rather than just a few people at the top of the company. It's a very unique binary, guys. Now, I asked a couple of the good people within UFUN if I could borrow some of their earnings screenshots. This is from a lovely gentleman called Umesh, who I've recently met on Facebook through the UFUN. He is a downline to my sponsor, and just a quick screenshot here. His $1,000 investment, he has now made $4,175 in 17 days. And that's made up of referral bonuses, downline bonuses, and also the value of the increased U token. If you have a look at that, in 17 days, his U tokens have risen up in $1,161 of value in just 17 days. And he's made $3,000 in bonuses alone. And if you think that's impressive, then have a look at my sponsor's figures. My sponsor Casey made $4,663 in 24 hours. That is alarming money. That is absolutely beautiful to earn that kind of money. And he's also had cash transferred to him from other members. He's got more bonuses there in U points to buy more U tokens with. He's got 11,446 S points to shop on the UFUN store, so he can actually go and buy himself, like he says, a second Rolex watch. Guys, it's absolutely startling the money you can make if you start bringing people into the business. And Casey deserves it because he's been working so hard and really promoting UFUN very, very well. You can start on any package and upgrade as you progress. So if you think at the moment you want to test the water and you want to come in with a $500 investment at a level 1, that's fine. I jumped in as a 2-star with a $1,000, but I know as soon as I get the opportunity, I will upgrade that to 3-star, because you earn more commission, more bonuses, and you'll get more points to do shopping with and more benefits all along the way. So you're probably thinking, there's a great way to earn here, there's all these wonderful methods of earning, and obviously it sounds like a really lucrative opportunity. But what makes it different from everything else? Well, before I go to the next slide, I will say that UFUN, unlike most other businesses, in fact unlike any other business in this industry, most multi-level marketing companies use new members' monies to pay the old members, and also they rely heavily on quick bursts where people make a lot of money over a short period of time, and then the company can't afford to pay anybody else. I'm not going to name any names, I've heard 2 companies this week that have done that, and people have been really upset on Facebook because they haven't had monies paid out to them that they were due. UFUN is not like that. UFUN is a real business. It has a real head office that you can go and visit. It has a real interactive business model, and one of the reasons that it isn't just gonna, this is for the skeptics out there, one of the reasons that the UFUN isn't just going to crash and burn is for all these reasons here. UFUN takes a percentage of fees when new members join, so that's one revenue stream for UFUN. UFUN takes 20% if you put a $500 investment, 15% if you make $1,000, and so on and so forth. If you make a $50,000 investment, UFUN doesn't take a percentage of that. It also takes 10% fees when you withdraw your money. Now, the reason for that is so that UFUN always has reserve money available should anything ever be needed. When members transfer U tokens, UFUN takes a 1% commission, and the U token price cannot fall, it will always rise. Members are not allowed to sell U tokens below the counter price. This prevents anyone from crashing the market, and also when you do try and withdraw your U tokens or your cash in your account, 30% of your withdrawal are always repurchased into U tokens for you. This also prevents people from trying to crash the market. 70% in your cash wallet to withdraw. If you convert U token cash wallet into U tokens, you sell it with 15% price increase. So for those people who are thinking of making investments, when you come to buy your first investment, $500 is actually $575. $1,000 is actually $1,150. There's 2 reasons for that. Number one, your sponsor makes 15% in the first place, and it also ensures that U tokens are repurchased into the system. That 15% is set by UFUN, and it's deliberately designed to prevent anybody from tampering with or trying to crash our system. And obviously, when the UFUN store is live and you barter trade are online and live, UFUN makes commissions from those websites, which is probably the primary source of its income. Now, as you can see, these reasons here prove that UFUN is a well thought, well strategically planned organization. It isn't a company that's just come along and thrown something together really quickly. It's been properly planned out, and there are protection measures in place to prevent the worst from happening. UFUN is making money as well as making money on the members, which is a first. I would much rather the company made money off me as well as I making money, rather than me as a user thinking we're the only ones making money before they quickly disappear. So I'm more than satisfied with the fees and the levels of commissions that UFUN also makes. It's a self-sustainable model. UFUN has interests in gold, in property, in retail, in entertainment, and these divisions will generate enough income to make sure that UFUN is handsomely paid and all its members are handsomely paid. If you have a look at these, I found these pictures online. These are companies and offline stores. These are actual bricks and mortar businesses within shopping malls that accept U-tokens. Sunway Pyramid in Malaysia accepts U-tokens as a mode of payment. Oyster Bar, I'm not going to try and pronounce Kota Kinabalu, well I just did. Kota Kinabalu accepts U-token as barter mode payment. U-tokens are spreading all over. Mr. Note in Thailand used 83,000 U-tokens for his Mini Cooper. A Tal from Thailand bought a Mercedes Sport K-Jig for 350,000 U-tokens. The population of Asia is 4.427 billion. So for those people who are investing in U-tokens now, you can see the growth of U-tokens. You can see how fast the rapid growth has been, and you can see that with that kind of population in Asia, how staggering the growth is going to continue to be. This is a picture of the head office building in Bangkok, Thailand. I put that in there just because I absolutely love that as a building, and I do hope to visit there one day, soon I might add. This is a UFUN jet. It's a bit of a blurry image, but if you can see, that's luxurious. And this is the Bangkok Marina Resort. This is partly owned by UFUN, and these are resort villas that were sold. They're all sold out, but these were purchased using U-tokens, and you can see that the standard of luxury and the lavish kind of projects that UFUN is taking on, the kind of aspirations that the company has. UFUN has made 50 millionaires in 1 year. I would challenge you to find another organization within this business or any other business that has done that, particularly in multi-level marketing. And the point being that now is the time to grab yourself as many U-tokens as you can, because they're going to be worth a fortune in the future. The future is here, folks. UFUN is the future of international business. Are you going to be a part of it? To summarize, as a member, you will earn from U-token price rising. Within the next year, within the next few months, the price will consistently rise. You're going to earn amazing bonuses from referrals. The more people you bring in, the more you earn. You're going to earn bonuses from your downline building. The more people you bring in and the more people they bring in, the more you stand to make. But fret not, because if you're not very good at recruiting, it's something we can look at as a team, and we can always help each other out. There was a post on Facebook today that Casey did where he'd recruited someone, and he was saying to the team members, I'm offering this person to somebody who wants to sponsor him. And that's the kind of camaraderie that we have. We will do whatever we can to help each other out. As well as all the bonuses and all the earnings, you're going to get points to spend online in the UFUN store. You're going to earn, if you buy $1,000 worth of points, you're also going to get $1,000 to spend in the store. And $1,000 to spend at some of those luxurious brands that we were talking about earlier. You can spend U tokens in UFUN store and on UBarter Trade to buy things with. U tokens are now getting accepted all over the world, and obviously as time passes, U tokens will become more and more widely accepted. Like I mentioned, luxury hotels and lavish resorts. I think one of the main reasons I'm really impressed by UFUN is to be a part of something. The last slide that I showed you about Ahmed saying come to Bangkok and the food and the accommodation and everything is taken care of. You feel like you're a part of something and you're building from the ground up. It's very new. This whole company is still in its infancy, and if you get in now, these are earnings and these are connections and these are, you know, ways that you can be part of something for life and earn for life. And obviously as technology advances and as ideas develop, UFUN will explore those and put its arms into different avenues, and you can be part of all of that. It really is an exciting opportunity, folks.